Hello and welcome to MCC's second season TV International Show. My name is John David. I'm the Business Department Coordinator and Economics and Statistics Instructor at MCC. I would like to welcome you again to my second season of MCC TV International Show. For those of you who watched the show last week, and watch our first episode of the second season, I'm sure you noticed the big difference between this season and last season. And that's due to the big changes in the studio now. I'm sure, like you will see, the setting is different, the art effects are different. Everything is really different this year, and it's a lot of improvement for the show, and I really like that. And many thanks to Chad Bishop, our director and producer of this show, for creating and working with me on creating all these art effects and the studio and the setting and everything like that. I was, at different places last week, and I saw a couple people, and they stopped me and started asking me about the show. They talked to me, they really like it, and they said, hey, John, would like to continue to watch your show and would like to learn more and more about MCC international students and their culture and their heritage and their background and their countries. And that's what we are doing here. That's the idea behind this show, is to simply introduce you to MCC international students, introduce you to their cultures, their heritage, and everything they do in their native country, and also what they are doing here at MCC and at Muscatine. So it is my pleasure to be the host for this show. It is my pleasure, of course, to be the person who introduces our young professional international students who comes here and stay away from their parents, family, and sometimes their sons and daughters sometimes. Again, to be here with us and to enrich us with their culture and their traditions and informations. Today, we have, of course, a different show and a different country and a different international students that I would like to highlight with you. Today's guest, his name is Rafael Chavez, and he is from a country in almost, South America, El Salvador. So, Rafael, I would like really to introduce you here and to welcome you to my show. And I would like to start really with just very simple question.
Yeah, sure.
Can you describe a day in El Salvador? And what I mean by that, what did you do when you were there? I mean, describe from morning all the way till night time.
Well, basically, a day in my country was early in the morning. I woke up to go to work. After that, I came back home and spent some quality time with family. And at night, it's like pretty normal style. You share time with your friends.
Okay, just tell me more. So what, for example, during the day, what do you do? Like, do you go to college there?
Yeah, I go to college and I work also, so.
Okay, what's your major?
Well, back in my country, I was studying economics.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you and me share that now in common. So you study economics,
I was starting
teach
the career
economics, so I'm glad to know that. Okay.
Yeah, I was starting before I got the scholarship to come to the US. So I had to quit for a while, but I'll be back on that.
Well, glad it's a subject for people who like challenges.
Yeah.
And I'm always, that makes me always happy to know that some people like to go into that major or into that field. Okay, so Rafael, can you describe some of your cultures and traditions that are different than the cultures and traditions that we have here in the United States? I'm sure, being from different countries, I'm sure, you have different traditions, different cultures. Can you share some of that with us?
Of course. Well, something very particular about my country that doesn't happen in all over the world is that whenever a guy wants to marry a woman, he has to ask for permission to her parents. But the way they do it in some places is that he has to bring some of the finest wood and give it to the woman's parents. And if they get the wood, it means they accepted the guy. But if they don't accept it, it means that he cannot marry her.
But why wood? I mean.
Oh, well, it's just like to bring something really, really fine that he had a lot of work to get. So he offers to them.
So it takes a lot of effort and time to get that kind of wood.
He has to cut it himself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's a sign of either acceptance or not acceptance.
Yes,
So,
but
so
it happens in only some small places in the country, not everywhere.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
So
That's a
so
tradition.
if the parents accepted that, it means that guy is in
welcome to marry
is welcomed into
their
the
daughter.
family and marry. Wow, wow,
Yes.
wow. That's that's an amazing thing. I mean to hear. Anything else? I
Oh,
mean,
well,
do you do something else that is different?
Yeah,
there
sure.
than here?
Christmas, for instance, in Christmas, like we got no snow, everybody can go in the streets, and they have a celebration, and there are a lot of fireworks everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, by the time it's like 12, everybody starts, with fireworks, and it's a lot of noise all over the place.
Oh. And how is the weather there, by the way?
Oh, it's tropical weather. Yeah.
It is, so supposedly in Christmas time, what will be, for example, the temperature?
Oh, it's a bit cold, but really we have sun the whole year.
So it's not as cold as Iowa.
No, of course not.
Cold weather,
No.
Yeah, it's it's a little bit I think you're gonna experience Iowa weather, of course, soon,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, and it will be a big change, as a matter of fact, from your country's weather or tropical weather to this weather, and by the way, like soon we're gonna start looking into some pictures from El Salvador, and Rafael will be explaining to us what are we seeing, of course, as we roll with some of these pictures. So, Rafael, let's move into like another question here.
Yeah, sure.
Can you tell us more about El Salvador? Can you tell us more about your native country? And as we are talking about your native country, pictures will start appearing on the screen. And what I would like you to do is to start like explaining to us,
Sure.
what are we looking at and what are we seeing?
All right, well, that particular picture that you can see in the screen right now, it's on Independence Day. All of those children are wearing typical dresses of my country. And that's what they do in all schools all over the country because it's a big celebration.
And this is like, when is the Independent Day?
Oh, it's on September 15th.
September 15th. So
Yeah.
you almost had that like
Yeah,
couple
it
weeks
was like
ago.
just a couple of
Did you-
weeks ago.
Yeah, so since you were here on September 15th, did you do anything special on that day?
Oh,
or-
well, everybody has to sing the national anthem of the country.
Uh-huh.
Yep,
Okay.
that's pretty much what I did.
That's good.
Yeah, and I called my family to see how they're doing,
I'm glad to hear that. Okay. So what do we see now?
Oh, that's for the Miss Universe contest. Our representative is Miss El Salvador. She is wearing another typical dress of my country. That's what I chose that picture because it kind of represents the Mayan culture that we used to have in the early century. Yep.
Okay, so she dressed up this way in the Miss Universe contest?
Yes, because
Wow.
there's a section of the contest where they have to wear their country's typical dresses, so I thought it would be convenient for this show.
I bet you on anything. I mean, it takes a lot to create a dress like that, I assume.
Yeah,
I mean,
very
wow,
beautiful.
that's really amazing thing. Okay. So what do we see now?
Oh, well, that's in Santa Ana. It's a department of my country, and it's called Santa Ana's Cathedral. It's a place, well, it's like a Catholic church where most people gather, on Sundays to go pray and all of that. And, well, it's a very nice place to visit because people can have a good time, and it's a very beautiful place.
Good. I'm glad to know that. Okay, so what do we see now?
Oh, that's one of the beaches in El Salvador. It's called Costa del Sol.
Gosh, it's very clean. I mean, you almost can see through that water.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful place to spend a week. You see, in summertime.
Is it a tourist area?
Yes, of course, it's a touristic area.
It is a tourist area.
Yeah.
Okay, how about now?
Oh, well, like I was talking before about the Mayan culture, those are the ruins. Tazumal ruins located in my country, and those are like what the Mayans left before they disappeared in history. And that's another very, very famous tourist place that everybody can visit if they ever go to El Salvador.
Okay, so this is you are saying that it's a good place to visit.
Yes,
if
of course.
we
It's
are
a must
going
if
there
you go to El Salvador.
that's good. That's good. Okay, so what do we see now?
Oh, that's Izalco's volcano. It's also located in Santa Ana, and something particular that you can know about my country is that it's surrounded by mountains and volcanoes everywhere.
Okay,
You know, you can
so this is a famous thing. I mean, do you have that like the volcanoes all throughout the year? I mean, or is there a season for it?
No, they're not active, but we have a lot. They used to be active before.
Okay, they are not anymore.
No, not active anymore.
Oh, okay, okay. Wow, that looks like food here.
Yeah, that's the El Salvador's typical food.
What is that?
Yeah, it's called pupusas. They are made out of corn and beans and cheese.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's very famous because most tourists that try those, they fall in love with that particular plate.
So when do you eat that stuff? Is it in the morning? Is it at night?
Yeah, it's at night.
It's usually
It's like
at
for
night.
dinner time.
Okay, for
Yeah.
dinner time with a meal.
Yeah, with coffee.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And is it difficult to make this stuff?
Yes, it's quite difficult to make them.
And say so once you are making or once you make the stuff, I assume what you do is like you bake them or
No, you fry them.
you fry them.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not baked. You fry.
No, those are
Okay.
fried. Yeah.
And I bet they taste really good.
Oh, it's really tasty. You have to try them someday.
So maybe during our diversity day, maybe you will prepare something like that for us so that everybody will get to try
Sure, we'll give it a
that.
try.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Okay. So what do we see now?
Oh, that's El Salvador's national flag.
Okay.
Yes, well, the national shield of El Salvador.
Okay. And usually you raise that during your Independence Day. Do you? I mean, is there like any traditions that is connected to raising the flags? Like, for example, in the United States, there are certain procedures and certain steps to follow
Well,
when
not
you raise
really.
the
We don't
flag.
really have a procedure for that. But what you can do if you are in a foreign country is that you can have the El Salvador flag and put it in your room.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have one in your room?
Yeah, sure.
Good. I'm glad to know that.